Ross Goodman, high-profile attorney, says no weapon, no witness, no white Cadillac. Do you think that that's going to be a good strategy, knowing what we know and everything that Keefe D has said on tape in interviews? Let's get into some of this straight game.
Blackjack. Life is like some cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY, Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button notification. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And like I always say, if you would like to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please do me a favor and click on what appears to be that little bell notification right below this video. I'm going to get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Keefe D's lawyer, Mr. Ross Goodman, is basically saying no weapon, no witness, and no white Cadillac in the death of 2Pac Shakur. I understand what Mr. Goodman is trying to say, and basically, he at this particular time, he said he hasn't had a chance to view the grand jury testimony, and I'm sure for the next couple of weeks he'll probably be going over the evidence and all of the evidence that he can find, right? But as they haven't done discovery yet, and discovery is when you exchange information with the prosecution and the lawyers, and they, and then you move forward to go to court, right? Well, basically, they haven't even had the arraignment yet, and so, like I said, once again, I see these tactics right here because Edie Fall in Keefe D's last court appearance, Keefe D said that Edie Fall would be his attorney, and I guess Edie Fall didn't feel like, for whatever reason, that he could represent Keefe D in a, should I say, in a winning manner, if you will, you know what I mean, or in a successful manner, and so lawyers might be on to another case or whatever. But anyhow, Ross Goodman, very prominent lawyer, basically saying that no weapon, no witness, no white Cadillac. And he's basically saying that the prosecution is going to have a hard time corroborating the testimonies of the people in the grand jury and the evidence in the grand jury without any concrete evidence, is what he's saying. And so what I want to say to that is, at the end of the day, that simply is a strategy. Like I said, you're going to the courtroom with a strategy, and but that wouldn't be. Keefe D has been a prosecutor's and a grand jury's dream. Most of what they're basically hinging their case on is his own testimony. Mind you, they could have, tried to, arrest Keefe D for violating the proffer agreement. Like I said, he's said various things differently, which I'm sure he's spoken the proffer agreement and some of the same, and probably some of the same things. But in this particular case, Keefe D's own testimony, Keefe D has placed himself in the white Cadillac. So why would you need the Cadillac if he already placed himself in it? Keefe D has also placed himself handing the gun to the individuals, which was Big Dre, according to Keefe D, and his nephew Orlando Anderson, in the back seat. Keefe D has also confirmed that his nephew Orlando Anderson was the shooter, right? Keefe D is also confirmed, based on what Mob James had said, that they went down to Club 662, and Mob James basically said that he saw Keefe D and said something to somebody else or some other people in regards to, seeing Keefe D, right? So I don't know if they planned on calling Mob James, or if Mob James would testify, you know what I mean? I don't know that, you know what I mean? And so, like I said, once again, from that perspective, I don't really think that Keefe D's defense, once again, from what it looks like at this particular point right now, like Mr. Goodman said, that he wasn't sure where he was even he intends on being Keefe D's lawyer, but he's actually technically right now still not Keefe D's lawyer. Hasn't signed on, the attorney, signing on, and Keefe D signing the papers is hiring him as his attorney, right? And so, with that being said, this is about to get interesting because Mr. Goodman has already kind of let us know what his strategy is going to be. And from what we know as the public already, right? From what we know, that's not a good strategy. I mean, the public, the people who watch YouTube, has seen all of the videos. And the number one piece of evidence that they use in order to get a grand jury indictment wasn't even basically the testimony from the individuals that testified in the grand jury indictment, but it was more so Keefe D's own admission in the interviews that he did on various YouTube channels. And I believe the BT situation and a few other things, I believe it was a Netflix or something like that, that he also admitted to being involved, right? Admitted that he witnessed Suge Knight being shot in the head. Him and Suge Knight made eye contact. He also said that 2Pac was trying to jump into the back seat and look like he was breakdancing as 2Pac was being shot. All of these statements can be, and will be used against Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. And so, what do you guys think in regards to what Keefe D's saying? And like I said, once again, you go back to Keefe D's book. Keefe D basically saying, 2Pac made an erratic move and began to reach down beneath his seat. Davis wrote, "It was the first time in my life I could relate to the police command, keep your hands where I can see them." Really? So now Keefe D in his book was placing himself in the position as a law enforcement officer when attempting a retaliation drive-by. Keep your hands where I can see them, Pac. What? Right? He said Pac pulled out a strap. This is in his book. 2Pac, Keefe D said 2Pac pulled out a strap, and that's when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. Did you hear that? Now, there's an interview when he was on Vlad, and Vlad asked him about the book. And when he said that, and Vlad asked Keefe D, "Did you see a gun?" And Keefe D said no. So what does that tell you? Keefe D has been lying, right? And so when we deal with what we're dealing with under these circumstances, right? Yeah, it's gonna get very, very interesting, because the lawyer, he can point at the inconsistencies in what Keefe D said and what he said in his book, and then when he came on different channels. So in the cross examination said, well, when you went on such and such a channel and you said this, were you being accurate, right? And depending on what Keefe D says, that will be entertained by his lawyer, but not no jury. The jury is going to go with the information that is at hand. And so if Keefe D basically saying, oh, that 2Pac pulled out the gun, then you go before that and you say, well, you guys were actually looking for 2Pac, correct? Right? This is the question here. You guys were actually, you went looking for 2Pac after the fight, correct? After the fight at the MGM, correct? You were armed, correct? Right? You had bad intentions when you seen 2Pac, correct? When you seen him, you said y'all saw the girls talking to him and all of this, and he circled around, and y'all circled around, and you seen him, and you pulled down, and you pulled up on the gutter lane, as you called it, correct? Right. And so how long would you say that it was before that you shot? The shots were fired. You seen 2Pac. How many seconds would you say took place in between the shots coming from your car and 2Pac pulling out his strap, as you said in your book, right? This is a bad case. This is, like I said, once again, Keefe D is a prosecutor's dream. Is a prosecutor's dream. And so I don't know what his lawyer's going to recommend him do once he starts to watch these videos and he starts to see all these videos and things like that. But I can see Keefe D taking the plea. I can see him taking the plea. I just can't see it. And I'm going to do another video. I'm going to, give y'all some other game in regards to the Puffy situation and how, with these inconsistent statements. And I told y'all, I did a video, the reason why I didn't think that Keefe D would be arrested based on the inconsistency of the statements. But grand jury found, like I said, it wasn't a prosecution indictment. The prosecutor himself looking at the evidence, feeling like I had a case, I can go and indict the case, right? Or file the case, right? They gave the information to a grand jury. And so with giving it to a grand jury, it kind of takes it out of the prosecutor's hands and saying, okay, cool, this was somehow malicious and all of those other things, right? And so that's the reason why I said that. And now you can see that what I was saying, we're coming to that part of the case. Like I said, you can indict a ham sandwich, right? But do you have the evidence, the corroboration, and all the other things to get a jury to say, okay, you know what? Guilty. And so tell me what you guys think about Keefe D's lawyer's initial statements as far as his strategy, a no weapon, a no witness, and no white Cadillac. And then you contrast that with the things that Keefe D has said over the past couple of years, if you will, in doing those various interviews. What do you guys think is the strong points and the weak points involved in that? Your boy DELRAY, chime in below. Straight gang.